How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Dan Bidondi, the Truth Warrior, host of Truth Radio and Truth Video. You can look for my local listings on www.truthradio.cc. And today we're going to cover some news and a lot of July 1st of 2010. And, it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, and I apologize. It's just been very busy. And I'm working on a documentary. It's going to be a police state documentary. And at the next show on YouTube here, I'll disclose the title and everything. And but right now I'm going to break down some news on the subjects on bills and acts. Bills that are going through, this is bills and acts that are going through the White House and Senate and everything else. And I'm going to try to move through this as much as possible. As you can see here, I got a huge stack of news, and this is real news, not CNN's or ABC's, NBC's diluted, weak, watered-down version of the news. This is the real news. And Friday, this is from June 11th of 2010. Yesterday, the EP won a victory over the American people and took a giant leap toward tyranny. In a Senate vote, 47-53 against block inaction by the corrupt EPA, when the federal cap-and-trade bill, one version already passed in the House already, stalled the Senate after the CO2 lies unraveled due to climate change and numerous other scandals. The EPA created the endangerment fund in December of 2009 and end run around Congress, and there will be there will be no vote. The EPA is made up of elected bureaucrats. And the endangerment finding states that 6 greenhouse gases with harmless CO2 at the top of the list threaten the public health and welfare of the current future generations. Truthfully, it is tyranny that is the biggest threat. As the EPA compiled an 18,000-page document with new regulations on transportation that includes airplanes, cars, tractors, farm equipment, trains, buses, etc., it's obvious that there is a desire to control every aspect of our lives. By the way, cap-and-trade schemes will cost taxpayers $300 to $400 billion a year, and it's nuts and what they're doing, and they're just like hammering us into submission, and what they're trying to do is, again, it's the New World Order agendas to bring in a one-world government. And speaking of cap and trade, I want to disclose what the cap and trade is. So those delusionary people out there think cap and trade is a good thing, which is not. It's called HR 2454. The cap and trade, also known as the American Clean Energy and Security Act of 2009. And this is the document here, which highlights everything about cap and trade. And people think it's a good thing. It's not. It's not to save the environment. It's more than that. And this is for you people who own homes. Beginning 1 year after enactment of cap and trade, you won't be able to sell your home unless you retrofit it to comply with the energy and water efficiencies of this act. People say, what's wrong with that? Well, wait till you listen to the rest of this. I had on my show, I'm going to have a real estate guy on my radio show coming up, and listen to Truth Radio July 5th, and he's going to be on July 5th. A real estate broker that's going to tell you, all you homeowners, the truth about cap and trade and how bad it is. So look at www.truthradio.cc for local listings. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that in just a few years, the average cost of every family of 4 will go up $6,800 a year. No one is excluded. A year from now, you won't be able to sell your house. Yes, you read that right. You won't be able to sell your house unless you meet the EPA standards. And I'm just going through the highlights of this bill because we've got to move on. And this is a couple of bullet points. This goes for fabricated homes, mobile homes, anything that's considered your address. In effect, this bill prevents you from selling your home without permission of the EPA administrator. To get this permission, you have to have energy efficiency of your home measured. It's like Energy Star rating, like the refrigerators with the Energy Star rating. Same thing. Then the government will tell you what your new energy efficiency requirement is, and you will be forced to make modifications to your home under the traffic provisions of the Act to comply with the new energy and water efficiency requirements. And also, then you have to get your home measured again and get a license called a label in the Act that must be posted on your property to show what your efficiency rating is. Sort of like Energy Star, what I just explained. And if you don't get a high enough rating, you can't sell your house. And the EPA administrator is authorized to raise the standards every year above the automatic energy efficiency increase built into the Act. And the EPA administrator will be appointed by the president, aka Barry Soetoro, Barack Hussein Obama. He'll be appointed by Obama to run the cap and trade program. And it just goes on. I mean, like, you gotta do the research for yourselves. I mean, I don't have time to stay on this too long. Cap and trade, research a PDF to file, and find out for yourself. It's not about saving. It's not about saving the environment. It's not about CO2. Okay, it's about putting a stranglehold because the elite has said that they want to eliminate private property, and this is how they're going to do it. And this oil crisis is going to be the problem, reaction, solution, the just cause, the order out of chaos to implement carbon taxes and cap and trade. And there's more carbon tax. Carbon tax on electricity to send prices skyrocketing. This is Paul Joseph Watson, President of the Planet. This is June 21st. And long story short on this, they're saying with the carbon tax, they're gonna the carbon tax is gonna take a killer effect on the electric companies, which in turn is gonna trickle down the chain to you people. So they have to pay more. We're gonna have to pay twice as much to keep them in business, to keep our electric going. It's a giant mess. So if any of you think of carbon taxes or cap and trade is good, do the research for yourself, and you tell me after that it's still good. And another one here from WorldNet Daily. And another one here from WorldNet Daily. Says, guess who's holding the patent for carbon trading plan? Disgraced Fannie Mae CEO set to cash in for millions. Fannie Mae, former Clinton and Obama budget advisor Franklin Raines owns a key carbon emissions patent he developed as a CEO of the government-sponsored mortgage giant Fannie Mae. Position him as the partners to make millions of dollars if it is used in any carbon capping scheme implemented by the Obama administration. So basically, it's a 3-page article. This is also on WorldNet Daily exclusive, or Infowars.com, wherever you want to find it. Again, it's all a scam. And Joseph Lieberman says, China can shut down the internet, why can't we? We have Paul Joseph Watson, June 21st, 2010. Lieberman wants to shut down the internet. Obama already said he wants to push internet too. And Joseph Lieberman, this guy needs to be voted out. Okay, this guy is a tyrant. He's a disgrace as a politician. He should be voted out. You people need to get him the hell out of office. This guy's a tyrant. He's trying to push all these acts to end the Constitution. Him and McCain mainly. It's disgusting. And moving on to miscellaneous news. And Maury told you a while ago that the Vatican, I believe it was that August of 2009, the Vatican shipped over 73, 74, somewhere in the 70s of Catholic priests from Ireland to Boston, Massachusetts, and they were placed among Catholic churches throughout the country. Reason being, why they shipped here, because all of them were convicted child molesters. Ireland wanted them they wanted them arrested, but the Vatican cut a deal. If they exiled them, they wouldn't go to jail. So therefore, they got shipped to America, and to make matters worse, some of the same priests with the Vatican filed with the Supreme Court a lawsuit, basically a bill, whatever, to give them immunity from being arrested if they were caught in the act of child molestation or somebody accused them of it. And of course, it went to the Supreme Court, and for once, the Supreme Court did their job. And first of all, before we get into that, when the Vatican officials filed for their self-immunity, Obama, before he even was in president, supported him. And when he became president, he still supported the Vatican. He told the Supreme Court we should give them immunity. Basically sending the message, you want to become a child Muslim, become a Catholic priest. And Vatican officials are displeased as this is from June 30th, they were displeased by the U.S. Supreme Court decision to allow a lawsuit to proceed in a district court that seeks to prove that Catholic Church senior hierarchy was partly responsible for allowing American priests to molest young boys. This is